This is a video to show you how to do mean and standard deviation using Excel for arithmetic and Excel for its built-in formulas. Okay, so first, this is a data set from number 8 on the homework for chapter 3.2. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to do the mean, which is the average of those data values. So in order to do any calculation, you first type equals, and then we're going to type average, and notice down at the bottom it pops up. Then we put a parenthesis, and we highlight the cells that we want to average, and then you press enter. So that gives us our average. Now, the fun part. We're going to do the standard deviation because this is our mean right here. So we're going to leave the mean there, and it's the population mean. And then for standard deviation, remember we have to do each x minus the mu. So we're going to insert mu in there. Insert mu. And to do x minus mu, again, we have to do equals, and we want our x to come from column A, so this is the first one, minus the mean down at the bottom. Now, one thing we have to do, because we want the mean value to stay constant throughout all of our calculations, is we need to put a $sign in front and after the A. And what that will do is instead of incrementing 12 as we drag this formula down, it's going to keep it A12. Now A2 will turn to A3 and A4 and things like that, but we want those to increment, but we do not want the A12 to increment because we want it to use A12 each time. So there's our x minus mu. Now the next step is to do x minus mu quantity squared. So we're going to label our label our thing, and since we want to square the previous cell, we're going to type equals, click on the cell, then do caret key 2, and that squares that cell. And again, we'll drag it down to get our x minus mu quantity squared. Now remember, our formula for standard deviation is sigma equals the square root, ooh, that's really big, of x minus mu squared divided by big N. So that is our formula, and I'm not sure why that's so giant, but we're going to make it smaller. There we go. Okay, that's our formula to find standard deviation. Now, the first thing we have to do is change this because I forgot to put in the sum. We're going to insert in there a sigma because it is the sum of the x minus mu squareds and then all that divided by n. And we need to find the sum of all of these cells, so we're going to put equals sum, open parentheses, and highlight the cells, press enter, and then we're going to use that sum to do our calculation. So our calculation I'm going to put in this cell. It's going to be square root, which is a function built in, of this sum divided by 9 because there are 9 data values. And that gives us a standard deviation of 7.45522. Notice square root of C12, which is the sum, divided by 9. Now, there is a built-in function in Excel for standard deviation. You type equals std, and if you notice, you have options that's just standard dev, or down here is standard dev for population. So that's what we want to use, is the standard deviation for the population. And we highlight the data values, and then we close our parentheses and type enter, and that gave us the same standard deviation as the formula did. So this one we used the built-in function. And I need to make that smaller text because apparently it's not small enough. So let's make it smaller text. So we used the formula for this one and the built-in function for this, and they both yielded the same answer.